they go and put, put an embargo or some kind of embargo on the country, and then the country can't get no supplies in, they can't get no food shipped to them, none of these different things go on, and then they can't get no gas. Sometimes gas has to be shipping. So when they put up this embargo, like they probably did with Japan or China and shit, put up this embargo and shit, and these different things going on, and these trickery games they're playing, a lot of times they force these people into attacking them. You see what I'm saying? It's not about them. This is not about when you look and you see an attack. It is always an attack. And I'm not just talking about regular common fucking crooked ass, nutcase ass, jackass people who just go out doing political garbage and oppressing people like the Ku Klux Klan and all these different groups talking about white power, green power, and chicken power. You know what I'm saying? I could take an order of fries with that motherfucker too and a biscuit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when they talk this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That's this shit here on the land that we know leads to the higher in all ways. But when you talk about a lot of times when you see an attack coming at that magnitude, such as what we saw spoke of, even the Japan, China, and Japan, and all these different countries, and you end up with Vietnam and all these different things. A lot of times, these things are meant to happen. Same, okay, well, let's use Vietnam for example. How we know that when Ho Chi Minh or whoever was in Vietnam that was fighting, wasn't pushed by one side, because remember it was separated in two. You had South Vietnam and North Vietnam and stuff like that. So how we knew that one side wasn't trying to dictate over the other based on the fact that they want to rule, and that's how the country got separated to begin with. So once the other side starts saying they want to rule, they want to this, and they impose, and they getting all the power, they getting all the support from the British, the French, crooked ass leaders in America, and the Zionists and all kinds of bullshit, and oppressing the people on the other side, which would probably be the North, and the South doing it, or the South doing it to the North, wherever. But let's just say hypothetically, that's the way it goes, but the North is doing it to the South. Or the South is doing it to the North. Let's say the South is doing it to the North, or whatever. And they decide that they're going to stand up and fight for independence, from this dictator nutcase relative brother of ours on the other side who's in bed, or probably ain't in bed, or he probably done sold out on his side, and got these all corrupt leaders coming in drinking wine and having dinner, and they making all these orders, and then he go into office the next day in the big chair up there, and he sent down an executive order that's oppressing the people and all this shit on the other side, and yada yada yada, and the people decide they're gonna do that, and then when they say they fight, they want independence, saying they ruling with an iron fist and a dictator thumb. So now they started not letting the people get supplies, not letting the people get any food going through their country, slapping them around, making them look like, and running up a military on their side and all type of bullshit. And then all of a sudden, a war or a civil war breaks out because of the oppression by the southern side on the northern side, and then boom, so it breaks out, a big fight breaks out on both sides. So now we become one, and then he calls in the French to help him. You provoked those people into that. Same as we see Mao Zedong did to the Fondong people. He did the same thing. Because the people wanted to practice something new, and there was something that he deemed it and told them that they were communists. He told them they were, enemy of the state, this, that, and oppressed them, murdered them, killed them, did everything he possibly could to stomp them out. So if they had an attack, you know what I'm saying, and a civil war broke out, it would have been because he pushed them to do it. This is the same thing our politicians, like Joe Biden and many Zionist people that's inside our government, inside the government, and deep state and bullshit, and all these secret society and all these different groups are doing right here in America to you. So you have to start to open up your mind and see this from a better perspective. You know what I'm saying? Why he's sitting up here talking about Yusuf, spokes alongside Dan Dicker, president of the Jerusalem Center for Political Affairs, Jerusalem Center for Political Affairs. Okay. Uh-huh. Who told Fox News digital protesters have weaponized the First Amendment to call for the genocide or massive murder of the community within the United States, which is in this case the Jewish community. But you have had your hands in many wrongdoing. So while you business they're calling for this and calling for that, this is not a time to be doing that because nobody cares about that. What they care for is that you have had your hand in the wrongdoery and you still continue to let this go on. And anytime you feel like you can, you jump up in Africa, Sudan, Ethiopia, Gaza Strip, and wherever, and you just murder millions of people as if it's a carnage of Satan. You know, my fucking face. Talking that bullshit. Talking about your weaponized and mass murder. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. No, we have not. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes on to say, it is really incumbent upon lawmakers and government officials, you know what I'm saying, beginning with the President of the United States, creepy, wannabe, and he's not the president, he's a crooked, lying, genocidal, son of a bitch, pedophilia, just like probably you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, talking about is of the creepy, wannabe, broke back bitch, lying, cheating ass into the commander in chief. Yeah, he's still a cheat and a crook, and he's probably going to cheat our election coming up as we see. So people, be ready. It's, you know, saying to establish and enforce. Listen to this, man. To establish and enforce not only title, you know what I'm saying, title, I think it's looked like 6 or whatever, of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Here we go. Didn't we hear this from the LGBTQ and woke people? You know what I'm saying? In 1964, the Civil Rights Act in 1964, when I was born. You know what I'm saying? But a real place, the real good men and women of higher education in the country, the greatest system of higher education in the world, to hold them accountable for codes of conduct, like I said. Yes. If not, the Jewish students and other friends of the Jewish and the demon democracy state for or and will be placed in great physical danger. But then why would they be in physical danger? You know what I'm saying? He said physical danger on our campus, and this is not something certainly that I am sure the creepy president would want. Oh yes, he probably will. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, the people have a right to protest just like they protest against the Vietnam War. If somebody don't stand up for them, then who will? Because you sure ain't gonna do that because you have in your mind, in your scriptural books, that you know what I'm saying, we slaves, faggots, and all types of other bullshit, and even probably calling the world people cattle because you probably are eating them. But at the same time, all that these people are talking Mr. Green Party or whoever he is, Green Pants, to me, you're no more than a deep state, wannabe liar, crooked, lying son of a bitch. And that's just my opinion in the whole shit that you just said. So I'm not going for it in any shape or form. You know what I'm saying? To me, it seems like a bunch of hogwash bullshit, just like we're looking at this trial that's going on in more ways than one. It seems like a hogwash of bullshit as well. And the people should be woken up enough right now to be able to see past that. We see Donald Trump receives warm welcome during California fundraiser. All right, so we're hearing that. We're hearing that. We see attorney Letitia James secured 350,000 from Long Island Nissan dealers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I wonder how much y'all keep on squeezing that y'all gonna give back to the people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the people get their money back for all of that. We see creep Joe Biden, broke back Rich Biden, wanted to be a president, sucker ass, lying, crooked ass son of a bitch, that sneaker that cheated his way into to come out of the seat talking about he won a fair and square election. Well, yeah, but how come we was never able to recount all the ballots? You know what I'm saying? We never saw that happen, did we? But we see the creep vote beats back Biden, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Gets a good sign in New York critical battleground state polls. Yeah. Which one? The lying, dumbass idiot who don't know no better other than to bring out a better candidate than this Zionist motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That you been Zionisting up Africa for years and killing off the African people as well. You know what I'm saying? Supreme Court doesn't have authority to keep Trump out of jail. Mm, okay. So we see. This is so why wouldn't he have the power to do so is beyond me in all ways. You know what I'm saying? Why won't he have the power to the Supreme Court have the power to keep him out of jail? Yes, the Supreme Court do. And the Supreme Court has a right to dismiss this case by all means. Because the case that you are claiming have 34 counts of fraud is not enough to jail a standing president who was the president of this country at one point or another. You know what I'm saying? As we see. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make it out to be more than what it is. And that is not a fair thing to do. You know what I'm saying? In any shape or form. Because if it was creep Joe Biden, I wonder if you're gonna let little creepy Hunter Biden slide that way too. And you know what I'm saying, creep Joe Biden for them starting up the Ukraine war and getting hundreds of thousands of people in Ukraine murdered over their bullshit as well. But we see he's saying doesn't have the Supreme Court doesn't have the authority to keep Trump out of jail and all kinds of bullshit they talking like somebody want to hear that stupid ass nonsense because we know y'all all full of shit. You know what I'm saying? But the Supreme Court doesn't have the constitutional authority to keep Donald Trump out of jail pending his expected appeal of a guilty verdict in the former President Manhattan criminal hush money case. You know what I'm saying? Attorney and a former federal prosecutor, you know what I'm saying, Glenn, look like Kirshner, or what Krishna, whatever the fuck your name is, on Friday. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Saying that Trump, the presumptive GOP presidential nominee, was found guilty on 34 counts. You meant that you was going to put him on 34 counts of bullshittery, talking about accounts, saying he falsified business records. That's a bullshit charge, and you know it. It's a bullshit, bogus charge. You know it. You know you were going to come down to this because that's all you had. You didn't have nothing else. And to me, all your other cases, including this and many insurrection and all this dumb shit, is bullshit altogether. You have been lying to the American people. You created all this nonsense that could fill up the court with pure garbage. You know what I'm saying? Talking about 34 counts. You know what I'm saying? Stormy Daniels and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then talking about falsified business record and that they're gonna lead to jail time. You garbage. The charge don't even carry that kind of fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Not for a real estate mogul or a standing president who was once the president of the United States. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because Joe Biden and his son falsified records when his son was over there in Ukraine and Russian over there in that area over there making energy deals and call it energy deals when he over there finalizing a plan that you see that Zelensky brought to the U.S. talking about he wants to join NATO and cause this war to spark off in all ways and many other trickery games that they played. You know what I'm saying? So while you sitting up here talking about Stormy Daniels and 34 counts, you want some straight bullshittical charge. You just want to make sure that just before the election, he gets charged, and you saying shit about he can go to jail, and everybody could be get scared, and meow meow meow. You're full of garbage. You're full of shit then. You're full of shit now. Just like you have my ear ringing and listen to every fucking thing I say. I don't give a flying fuck. You stick fucking bum fucking faggots. That's why you always spying and doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for even China and Chinese people coming into this country as well. I'm on to your shit just the fucking same. In your Arabs as well, and many other groups that come into this country. I'm on to your shit as well. There is none of y'all that are gonna escape the vibe of any shape or form or just sliding through and think that it's gonna be all good hunky dories and shoes. You know what I'm saying? More than half of Creep Joe Biden supporters say main reason for backing is backing is to oppose Trump. Yeah, and you're also gonna oppose your death if it's gonna be opposed, but it won't be opposed if it's gonna be opposed. You can oppose it because this is why you're walking around here with probably a needle stuck in your ass. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't know what the hell is stuck in that needle in your ass. So while you're sitting up here still being dumbfounded, dumb idiot, and twisted head, bald head, you didn't see that attack on the American people by weaponizing the government and using a lying biological trick of pandemical overstanding in people's mind to make them think that I was real in order to sting your ass. So you keep on opposing Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, when y'all decide to get jammed up your nose talking about testing and vaccine, you pull the whole rest of us right with you. Not only did you pull us with you, but you also made it so that they can authorize to sign a bill called Article 2.13, which to me is no more than a Gestapo law that's set to be in clockwork and clock sync with what we see under the airport by that Trojan horse that they say fell on that man, and they did an over budget working underneath that airport, lining them walls with those tanks. You know what I'm saying? So get out of here with that bullshit picture you also had up there as well. You know what I'm saying? You full of bullshit. Then, now, and in the future. You know what I'm saying? We see Trump probation interview set for Monday in the hush money. Listen to this bullshit. His probation? What the fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You prosecuting this man on a hush money charge that's long gone and should have been gone long years ago. And you bring this up now. You could have been you know if you been knew that this man, if you knew that he was falsifying documents just like every rich motherfucker and every oligarch motherfucker Zionist motherfucker have been doing right here in America, murdering off billions and sex trafficking and blood sacrifice and all kind of shit and think that they rule the world and they could just kill and murder everything that moving and make it laugh ha 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 and cause the shit that we seen over there in the Gaza Strip as well. You know what I'm saying? And all across Africa, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we see him talking about some damn probation. What the fuck is you talking about? Nobody was hurt, and this happened years ago. Something you could have cleared up years ago, but you wait till now to use a crooked ass groove than that. You know what I'm saying? How Trump stands in Nevada polls ahead of the key rally. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a flying fuck because if the people ain't got sense enough to see, you know what I'm saying, what they need to do, then they really need to get out of the political game in all ways. You know what I'm saying? In all ways. You know what I'm saying? In all ways. So we see a lot of bullshit that's going on. We see Joyce Reed declare Missouri slave state where women are the properties, you know what I'm saying? where women are the properties of their husband. You know what I'm saying? But we see Joyce Reed is saying, let's see what Joyce Reed is talking about on that matter. You know what I'm saying? Before we close out for the evening, well, we see the NSNBC. Here we go. Joyce Reed declared that the state of Missouri slave stayed 4 women on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Record expunged for St. Louis couples who waved guns to protest they want their guns back. Yeah, okay. But at the same time, we see Joyce Reed made a claim during a segment about the debate around the contraceptive bill that was raised in the U.S. Senate as well as several states. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to get into the contraceptive ban because it would be better for you to take, to me, contraceptive or anything that is preventative. But one of the most preventative measures is still not just contraceptive, because to me, that's really hurting the woman's body, to me, in more ways than one anyway. But contraceptives is something that, you know what I'm saying, we might have to live with and suck it up. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a lot of bullshit going on out here that's looking crazy, especially even when it comes to the border. And much of the leadership is talking about some border and all the different things that is going on. You know what I'm saying? We have bigger problems on all sides of the bridge. We have a problem with what's already in our country now and have been coming in our country. You know what I'm saying? Where we even seeing little girls being murdered and all types of bullshit going on and so on and so on. I mean, these type of things is due to democratic groove and taking over our government along with the Zionists and these different groups of people, and have our government completely under lock and playing us for fool. So in order for us to get things together, we have to be able to understand, you know what I'm saying, that, we're going to have to understand that some things we're going to have to suck up and some things we're going to have to fight for. You know what I'm saying? But there is no reason for people to get into our government and put us under these fights. That's something that we have to look at, and that's something that many Americans years ago allowed because they were playing right along with them till the shit hit the fan or shit came out. And many of the young kids that were protesting at that time, you know what I'm saying, they caught a lot of heat behind this stuff. They caught a lot of heat behind this stuff. But we see where also Jon Stewart said Trump is doing America a service by exploiting political systems. You know what I'm saying? He's doing them a service. The Daily Show, liking former President, uh, lighted the not the former whatever your name is, Joe Smo. I mean Daily Show. The President of the United States, Trump, be there, baby, to a white hat hacker who is finding vulnerabilities in the country. No, he's not. He's not finding vulnerabilities. He's finding the truth within the country and showing the world how vulnerable our country has become. Maybe, I should say. But we see the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, Mr. Stewart, I say, Stewie, you know what I'm saying, explains how the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is doing the U.S. a service by exploiting the country's political system. You know they how they employ a white hat hacker who will go into the system and find its vulnerabilities. Now, he's not doing it for our benefit. He is doing it to exploit it. No, he is not. That's a wordplay and a bullshit lie. You know what I'm saying? But we see Stewart, you know what I'm saying, said on Thursday episode of his country his country show. I mean, his country, I guess, no, on his Comedy Central podcast. Oh no, we know for well you're an idiot anyway. And Trump ain't doing it for the reasons that he's saying. It sounds like you doing it for the reasons and all that you seeing what has truly happened based on how y'all have vulnerability your asses. Now you're trying to slide and glide and turn the facts around. Oh my, lions and tigers, liars, tigers and bears. Oh my. That's what we see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when we look at many of what's going on today, we see a whole bunch of garbage that seems to don't make no damn sense in no shape or form. Even when we look, more than half of creep Joe Biden supporters say the only reason they're doing it for is because they wanted to go against Trump. You know what I'm saying? We see U.S. billionaire Michael Dell teams up with local businessmen in a bid, I guess, to buy, some bullshit. Who gives a flying fuck? You know what I'm saying? We see here George Clooney calls White House to complain about the president. hmm So we see a lot of shit going on here. We see Pittsburgh Steelers, you know what I'm saying? H.C. White, um, Tomlin has made it known what side of politics what side on policies, what side he is on with his policies, I guess. You know what I'm saying? From what we see in here, but you know what I'm saying, Pittsburgh Steelers coach, you know what I'm saying, previously made it clear what side of the fence he is on, you know what I'm saying, when Donald Trump first ran for president in 2016. Tomlin, you know what I'm saying, might be busy trying to win his second Super Bowl as he had as head coach, but that doesn't mean he stays out of the political arena. You know what I'm saying? As we see, all right. We see many people doing many things. You know what I'm saying? We see many people doing many things. You know what I'm saying? We see Creep Joe Biden. He visits the military cemetery. He visits a military cemetery that Donald Trump reportedly said was filled filled with losers. You know, see, he losers. You know, so yeah. So let's see here because we see here where you see Belle France, Belarus, France, you know what I'm saying, Joe Biden on Sunday, wrote by a bitch pedophilia lying ass Biden, on Sunday, paid tribute to the fallen U.S. Marines and American at an American cemetery outside of Paris. You know what I'm saying, a resting place that features, I guess, prominently in his case against the President Donald J. Trump. More than two, more than 2,200 Americans who fought and died in World War One are buried there. Many of the soldiers that fought in many of those wars are not losers in the sense of the valiantness that they even went on the battlefield to begin with. You know what I'm saying? I think this is just not another propaganda or show to make Donald Trump look bad in every way by saying that when we didn't get the full statement of what he truly said in the matter, and you're bringing up bullshit when you sit there, you and George Bush, Obama, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, kill Bill Clinton, you know what I'm saying, Obama, you know what I'm saying, Michelle Johnson, whatever. Obama. We've seen where y'all have done So much fucking garbage across this here planet, you hear me? Bush Jr., Bush Sr., Reagan, you know what I'm saying, Nixon, Carter, Ford, all of y'all switching sides, bipartisan, and then causing wars to go on and being fought for 60, 70 years, talking about one and two. Yeah, a lot of them lost their lives. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? In many ways. So you calling saying that Trump said this and Trump said that? We don't have time to sit here debating old rhetoric and spoiled milk that's already been spilled. You know what I'm saying? That's been spilled. You know what I'm saying? In many ways. You know what I'm saying? We see the Supreme Court ruling will make it harder to create more majority black districts in time. Oh yeah, we're gonna see a plenty of that. You know what I mean? When it comes to these idiot districts in Louisiana. Oh yeah, Louisiana, we knew that. We ain't gotta worry about that. You see, after years of pain, comedy Whoopi Goldberg, 68, said cottage cheese helped. Okay, well go ahead, Whoopi. Stay tight, stay right. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the game. We ain't forgetting about you, Whoopi. But we see a whole lot of bullshit is going on. We even see Mayor Eric Adams is even under investigation. We see Mayor Cuba Greasy Adams has no idea grand jury call for campaign corruption probe. Oh yes, because we believe that you've been backed by the Jews and many other groups to put you in office because seeing as Bill de Blasio left the spot, they put your jackass nigga ass up in there that you gonna go up in there and just fuck shit up and do bullshit and let all the immigrants in the city and this and that. All you did was pass the baton from a white to a black. You know what I'm saying? You should have kept Bill de Blasio in there if that was the case. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one, you know? In more ways than one, you know? So we see here where Trump tells rally goers not to die in searing Vegas heat. I don't care about you. We don't care about you. When did he say these stuff? It seems like a lot of propaganda and bullshit coming out in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? We see 50 Cent criticized for posing with Representative Lauren Bolton, mistakenly saying, you know what I'm saying? You know, some of this bullshit we're not going to even get into tonight, but we see here where there's a climate for many things to change in America, and we need to change them. We need to go ahead and double down and do it. We see Amber Rose double down on backing Trump after New York hush money conviction. You know what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead, girl, do your thing. You know, so we see many things are happening and many changes can be made, and we need to start to make those changes in order for us to be able to see a brighter day and a future for our children. You know what I'm saying? And our children. As long as we continue to go down the same road with the same old rhetoric, the same old bullshit, the same old trickery, the same old garbage, the same old blood sacrifice, the same old sign of contract, the same old Luciferian videos, the same old bullshit, we're always going to be, and it's going to carry over into, our children. You know what I'm saying? Even when we look at the door is staying shut on Ukraine joining NATO because it would weaken Joe Biden's situation. Yeah, because that's what was part of the plan anyway, in order to put pressure on Russia as a revenge tactic for what him and Donald, same thing they're doing to Donald Trump, put pressure on Putin and so forth and so on, figuring that he would have probably caused a coup and it would have kicked him out of office and so on and so on. And then they would have went on and, and stink up the world, you know what I'm saying? But we see where the door is staying shut on Ukraine joining NATO because it would weaken Joe Biden's chances of getting reelected. Notice that. Oh wow! Now the door is shut. But when you kept the door open long enough to exacerbate Putin into all kinds of shit going on and make a whole political situation of it, and then talking about nuclear war and the Armageddon and the fear mongering as the usual demon Democrats like to do because they always worshiping the grounds of Satan, of hell, and all kinds of bullshit, and then trying to tell us that you're not, you know what I'm saying? But yes, you are, and this is the result. So this is point blank saying, stay right, stay tight, stay in the fight. We're going to fight until we get it right, and we're going to fight through the night until we get it right. And I'll be back on another one, probably in top flight. So this is point blank saying, farewell. One, we will meet again.